You were tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. First thing you need to do is share this live. Share this live. Number two, stop what you're doing so you can get some of this boxing talk. As you can see, we got the VP as usual in the building. VP Shane, what is going on, bro?
Everything's all good, bro. Just surviving, living. Same old, bro.
I hear you. I hear you. Listen, news came out earlier today again saying that the AJ versus Fury fight is done. Then Mike Coppinger came out and said that the fight is far from done because of venue and site fees and dates and this, that, and the third. So there's a lot to be talked about in regards to that. And also, we got to basically take care of everything that happened this weekend, especially Chocolatito and Estrada. That was the fight of the weekend. That might have been the fight of the year so far. We got DT3 the Boom Man in the building. That's the family right there. Big shout out to DT3 the Boom Man.
I haven't seen DT in a while, so what's good?
Yeah, I just talked to him. Big shout out to DT3 the Boom Man. Like that's one of my favorite people to actually listen to on YouTube, man. For sure. So definitely big shout out to him. Chocolatito and Estrada's judge, one of the judges, they had it 117, 111. He got suspended. So we definitely got to talk about that, and we got to talk about
talking about the Isaac
Carlos
Cruz Gonzalez.
Yeah, Isaac Cruz Gonzalez. Who else? Jamonte Clark and Terrell Gachet.
Oh yeah, Terrell Gachet's amazing performance. We also got to talk about Amo Williams, Raymond Ford.
Raymond Ford had a draw. The female unification fight.
Oh yeah, McCaskill.
That was and Breakers. Breakouts, yeah. So we got a lot to talk about. But Shane, can you give me your thoughts on the Fury Wilder thing in terms of it being done or not done? Because I don't think there's anything different. Fury, what'd I say?
You said Fury Wilder.
Oh man, I tell you where my head is. I'm sorry. Fury and AJ. Because it seemed like this is not news. Like this is the same thing they did 2-3 weeks ago, announcing that the fight was done and everything. Does it seem different to you, or you? Does it seem different?
I mean, I'm just kind of tired of it. It's just trending every time it does it, but I'm just kind of tired of it. I'll be honest with you. This guy's always drinking. What you got in that glass?
Oh man, nah, that's an under 18 beverage. That's just some juice. But you know, we trying to get some get some sponsorships or maybe some some wine or some alcohol, folks. And you want us to drink your drink, it's going to have to cost you a couple $. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead, bro.
But in terms of what was I saying? In terms of actually where we are right now in terms of the Fury and AJ thing, I'm just kind of tired of it. Until I see a poster with a venue signed, sealed, and stuff like that, with a date and all of that, then I'll be much more. Then I'll be it's done. And I do believe it's done. I actually do believe it's done. When Bob Arum says it's done, Frank Warren says it's done, and Eddie Hearn says it's done, it's done. Those are the guys who make the decisions at the end of the day.
Yeah, the thing for me is I need more details. I know ESPN had an article on it, and they were saying as early as June they wanted both fights to go down in 2021, and I'm like, that doesn't. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that at all because I'm like, it's March and you don't have a site yet. You don't have a date. There's just the three main things that you need.
We don't know if they don't have a site. We don't know that. I mean,
well, they said that.
Oh, who said
that?
It
in the article, in the ESPN article, it said it. And on top of that, in the Mike Coppinger report, it said like they're still trying to figure out the site because they're trying to,
I
because they
mean,
want the biggest
it's
site
the
fee possible.
I mean, it's the country in it. It's the country that's going to take place in. Fury said he's not fighting in America, in England again. But then at the same
Right.
time, I mean, I don't know if America makes more money than England. You see my point? And
But the
then,
thing is, they said Saudi Arabia might be the spot though.
I mean, if Saudi, I think it should be the spot because it's going to
Yeah.
make the most money. But I don't know. I mean, it should be. Is this is a big fight, so it's not going to be 1, 2, 3 and ABC. It's going to be quite difficult. But the thing that makes it a bit annoying is Tyson Fury saying the fight's nowhere near done. But the reason why that is because it gets a lot of people who aren't hardcore fans and they don't know who Tyson Fury is as a character. They tend to believe what he's saying.
DT3 the Boom Man said they want fans there too. And yeah, DT3, that's the problem. Because if they try to put it in the States, some places have lesser restrictions than others. And then in the UK, they have all types of restrictions right now. So it's a
We ain't
problem,
even open.
period.
We're not even allowed fans for football matches.
Yeah, so it's DC3. It's even worse in the UK than it is in the States. At least here, there's a couple places where you can go, and it's, the restrictions are not as bad. DC3 also said it's too big of a fight to not have fans. 100%
Of
right.
course not. Of course not. I
100%
mean,
facts.
in terms of capacity, it probably break every record in terms of how much tickets it can sell. Not in terms of how much money it will generate, but how much tickets it can sell. I mean, it probably could sell 150,000 in England.
Yeah, and that's why I'm still skeptical about the fight being like all the way done. I think in the terms that they're talking about, I think it's been done, but I'm talking about where, date, press tour, and all of that other stuff. That's what I'm talking
Can I,
about.
what do you think of Fury's comments saying like he's not even training for the fight and he doesn't think the fight's gonna happen and all of the stuff that he's coming out with? I have a theory, but it's good to get your opinion on.
When I first heard about it, even when he said he still might fight Wilder, I was thinking they're still under negotiations as far as a money standpoint. And I felt like Fury was trying to pull a leverage move, whereas it's like, okay, well, you're not going to give me exactly what I want. I can go fight Wilder and just have you sit and wait again. So it seemed like a negotiating ploy. I don't believe anything that comes out of Fury's mouth, to be honest with you. I don't believe anything that come out
But
of his
what do you
mouth.
think about when he says, "Oh, I'm not even training," like and
No,
he
I think
puts
he's
out
lying
videos
about that
showing
too.
him track.
I think he's lying about that too.
Why do you think he's lying about that? That's my point. Like, why?
Because he basically wants to get a perception that he's slipping. He does his best when he's kind of creeping up on somebody. So it's a difference between being the hunter and the hunted. You know what I'm saying? So if
Yeah,
you like, oh, well, I'm chilling and relaxing, I'm not training this, that, and the third, it's gonna get people thinking a certain way. So
like
that's what I think it is, me
he loves
personally.
being the underdog, innit? He loves being the underdog.
Yeah, he loves that underdog status. So I think he's doing it just to keep that underdog status.
And I also feel like he thinks the fight's gonna be harder than he initially thought because he probably thought he would walk over AJ, or a lot of his fans thought he would walk over AJ. But I believe Fury now believes that no, this is a tough fight because he's deploying all the mind games he's ever deployed against Klitschko and even Wilder.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's mind games he's playing, but I don't think it's
DT3 just said send him the link.
okay. No, that was actually YSM that said send the link.
Oh, was it
He said,
YSM? My bad.
yeah. DT3 said, I don't really believe him either. Yeah, I don't believe him. Like I said, I don't believe anything that come out of Fury mouth. Like I he's the type of person, if he tells me it's sunny outside, I gotta go look and actually see if it's sunny. Like that's
Literally,
what that is, literally.
literally.
Bro,
Like I remember
I
when
will send you the link. I got you. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I mean, this is not my one. After after stealing. But he's the type of guy that to tell you a lie in a room full of clocks, tell you the wrong time in a room full of clocks, bro. He's
Yeah.
the type of guy to do that.
Right. YSM, I'm
And
gonna send you the link in a little bit.
to
Um,
keep it real when it comes to Fury, like again, his career is just founded on bravado, isn't it? So I can't take him serious. It doesn't mean he's not a
yeah,
good fighter, but he's just
yeah.
his career is just. So I really want to get a Fury fan on, like someone who loves Fury, because there's so
Hold on,
much things I
don't
want to
Will
ask
ain't
him.
Will a big Fury fan?
But he's a big AJ fan as well, because I haven't met one
Okay.
person who actually firmly believes that will Fury beats AJ.
Yeah, I think I know YSM and I were talking earlier. I think AJ is probably gonna win by decision. I think he's gonna stop him. DC3 said he said it's all a mind game with Fury. I agree with that. DC3 ain't nobody got time for that shit. I agree with that as well.
Exactly.
YSM said Shane, that wasn't a mistake either. You still ducking me.
I got a response for that now. I got a
I'm gonna
response
send
for
him the
that now.
link in a minute. I'm gonna send him the link in a
The
minute. I actually
my
want to.
response my
Go ahead.
response to that is I'm gonna say what Floyd said about Mayweather, what Floyd said about Tank when he was supposed to fight Loma, and I'm just gonna say I ain't ready for that work yet. That's what I'm saying. I ain't ready for that.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. YSM, I'm gonna send you the link in a little bit. I'm gonna let a couple more people get up in here, and then we're gonna let you get in and cook. Um, yeah, but as far as that situation, I feel like they it's kind of like a promotional thing, like where they feel like they have to say that it's done. But I'm like, if it was done 3 weeks ago, like you don't have to say that it was done again. Like you could have just said, hey, we have more details on the fight that we just announced a couple weeks ago. You
I think
understand what I'm
people are
saying?
just excited, and it's actually annoying. I think people are just excited because it just makes like you got some good fights coming and good fights that just went. It just kind of brings a massive cloud over the sport again because this fight is so big, but the fight is big without the sport is big without that fight as well. So it just kind of overshadows a lot of stuff that's going on. I mean, why today would you decide to come out with that after all the stuff that's happened over the last maybe 3 or 4 days?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely crazy that they keep coming out with the same thing, and it's just I YSM called me, and he asked me questions about it, and it was just like we both were saying the same thing. It was just like, yo, like until we have a date, same thing you said, Shane. Until we have a date, until we have a venue, until we know per split, site fee,
Can I
all
ask you
that
a
other
question? What do you
stuff.
think the purse split would be? What do you think the purse split is?
Uh, I think it's I would say probably I don't see Fury signing for anything less than 45%. So I would say either 55-45 AJ's way or 50-50 with maybe AJ getting more of the back end money.
I was about to say that. I was about to say probably Eddie Hearn will probably agree to a 50-50 because do you remember what he done when AJ was fighting Ruiz? He had a standard of 30 million, but because of the site fee, he ended up getting ridiculous backing money. So that's probably what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I would say if I had to guess, I would say 50-50, but maybe AJ probably gets maybe 60-40 back end money. Because the belts has to account for something. Um, they have to account for something. He is
And not
coming in
just
with
the
more
belts.
hardware.
Who's a bigger name? Who's a bigger name?
Well, I mean, AJ's the bigger name. He's the bigger name. He's the bigger pull. He's done the bigger numbers. So, I mean, that has to account for something. So I definitely think AJ is getting more than Fury in some capacity, whether it's on the
You
front end
think it
or on
would
the
be on the
back end.
zone? You think it would be on the zone?
Nah, 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 I don't know what the setup is gonna be. Um, but I had to be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100% real. I don't know if this fight is happening next. I don't know if this fight is happening next. Like it's just too much. It's too much. Let me explain myself real quick. So they announced it 3 weeks ago that it was done. All that needed to be done was to get the contract signed, right? Then they came out of time before that and said that the fight was done. And that was fuzzy. So let's flip it to Fury and Wilder. Fury and Wilder, they have arbitration. You ask one person, they say Fury won the arbitration. You ask Bob Arum was like Wilder lost the arbitration. You ask other people, they said that Wilder clearly won the arbitration. So we don't even have a clear answer on who won the arbitration, to be honest with you. And I think there's a lot of holdup behind the scenes in regards to that's not public. I think it's one of them when you have an arbitration like that, usually there's
No,
a
but you know,
gag order on the details.
I get that. I believe that, and I agree with that. The only thing I would say is different in this situation is because even in situations like that, Fury's still allowed to fight. That's the thing. Fury is still being allowed to fight.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, Shane. He was supposed to fight before and it ended up not happening. So under normal circumstances, I would agree with that. But there is so much money involved with this situation. They can't run the risk of Fury getting into another fight and he has an Otto Wallen type performance. Like he can't go back in the ring and possibly do an Otto Wallen and fuck up the bag. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I know that, but I'm talking about in the sense of him fighting AJ. I'm not talking about him fighting Otto Wallin or someone. I'm talking about him fighting AJ.
Oh no, that I agree with, but that just goes back to my original point. I don't think anything is done. Like I feel like they're mentioning this just to take the temperature, to kind of see
Nah,
how people will react.
I can't. The reason why I can't agree with that is because there's too much parties that said it's done. To me, if that was the case, the one person who I would expect not to say that it's done is Frank Warren. That's the one person I would expect not to say it. The reason why is because any situation that Fury has, that's stateside. That's got nothing to. That's with Wilder, ESPN, and what's going on in the States. Frank Warren is the only one who handles Tyson Fury's UK distribution. The reason why that's so significant was because Frank Warren was trying to get Tyson Fury to fight at the back end of last year. And because of the Wilder situation, he wasn't able to make that fight happen. If that situation was still the case with Wilder, he wouldn't be saying that the AJ fight's done because he got backlash for saying it in December and not making that fight. So he's not going to make the same mistake twice. That's my point.
So let me make sure I understand you correctly. So if a fight is quote unquote done like they're saying, and there's no there's no there's no site, there's no date, there's no we don't know per split, like we don't know nothing like that. Is it outside of the people that are saying that it's official? Is that alarming to you that they're saying a fight of this magnitude is done and there are no details?
But to be fair, we don't know if there's no date. Because once you remember, venue and date coincide with each other. You pick a venue depending on the date because the venue might be booked for something else. So venue and date coincide with each other. So we're talking about a meeting that could potentially take 1 hour. You see my point? It's
Right.
just the mathematics of it. And if they're saying the mathematics of it is done, then I assume that's why they're saying it's done. But I do agree when you're saying, did you send YSM the link, by the way?
No, I'm getting ready to send it to him now.
But
Because
I do agree.
I know what he wants to talk about. Um I know what he wants to talk about. But let's get into some of these other fights before I get YSM up in here. Um, let's talk Terrell Gausha and Jamonte Clark. I was highly impressed with Terrell Gausha. Um, Whenever Terrell Gausha letting his hands go, it's a beautiful thing. Like it's a beautiful thing when he letting them hands go. And he got that Adrian Broner effect, man. Like even when he fought Lubin, when he decided to let his hands go, he hurt him. He hurt him. He hurt him. I think it was like in the ninth round or the 10th round. Like he did nothing the first 8, 9 rounds. And in the 10th round, he finally lands something. You know what I mean? What you think of Terrell Gausha performance?
Right hook boxing, thumbs up to you as well, bro. As I said, I was impressed with it because I mean, I look at it and I go, when you spend a long time out of the ring, it's very difficult for punchers to get the rhythm of things because their timing's off, and you don't. I don't know. You're getting like background noise or something, Jeff, but the timing's off. Is there something going on in the background?
Go ahead.
Oh
I just
yeah,
put
cool.
myself on mute. Go ahead.
All right, cool. The timing's off. You don't really. You remember a lot of power punches. It's about hitting someone so they don't see. It's the punches that they don't see. So it's about setting up the shots and being able to be prolific with your punching. Prolific punching basically meaning being able to land your power punches. You can have power but not being able to deliver it and have this delivery system to land a power shot. That's very difficult to get when you've been out of the ring for so long. That's why it was easy for fighters like Mike Tyson to knock guys out every so often because he was fighting so often. But when you take a fighter out and they haven't fought for so long, it's very difficult for them to get back into the swing of things. It's like a baseball player trying to get back into hitting home runs after spending, let's say, 2 years out of playing baseball. It's the same thing. And in sparring, you don't spar to knock people out. That's why it's very hard to get back into the swing of things. And I was impressed by how quick he was and how good he was able to time his shots and deliver and disguise his power shots. I was impressed with that. If there was anything I was impressed with, it was that. I mean, he literally went in there with a winner's mentality, and I don't feel like he got the respect that he deserved after that fight because that was probably the most impressive performance of the weekend.
Yeah, big shout out to Right Hook Boxing. I've seen him before, but um, I don't know. I think I seen him in the comment section somewhere in one of my videos. But big shout out to Right Hook
Yeah,
Boxing.
I've seen him before. Definitely seen him
Yeah,
before. I
Right
think I
Hook
might have even
Boxing.
seen him on Instagram.
Yeah, I seen him on Instagram or YouTube. Right Hook Boxing. Let us know if you actually have a channel. If you have a channel, we will definitely subscribe and show you some love. So, can you let us know in the comment section if you have a channel or not? Um, yeah, I felt like Terrell Gausha did a great job, and he and Jamonte Clark is a southpaw, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's a southpaw. So he actually caught Jamonte Clark leaning back with his hands down, and he hit him with the good 1-2, got him in trouble, got him up out of there. So it was a great night for Terrell Gausha, and it was much needed because he had to fight with Laura. He lost that bad. He didn't look good in the Lubin fight, so he needed a signature win, and this
Lubin
was a
fight.
signature win. Yeah, he didn't look good at all in the Erickson Lubin
Who do
fight.
you want to see him in with next? Who do you want to see him in next with?
I was getting ready to say Jared Hurd, but I mean, we're not gonna see Jared Hurd in the ring no time soon. His father passed. Rest in heaven to his father. And John Molina Jr. dad passed away as
You're
well
freezing
the
again.
same day.
You're freezing again, bro. You're freezing again. You're freezing again, bro.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, and John Molina Jr., his dad died on the same day her dad died. So
Oh
condolences to
wow.
them. Yeah, condolences to them. And
When did Hurd's dad die? When did Hurd's dad die?
I think it was Saturday. I think it was the 13th. It was either the 12th or the 13th. But
That's crazy.
both of them,
That
yeah,
is actually
both of
crazy.
their fathers passed on the same day. Right hook boxing. He said, "Cheers, man. Yes, I do, chaps. Thanks." Hey, Scott 70 recommended it. Recommended.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
that's
dope.
dope.
Yeah, so we'll definitely come over to your channel, subscribe, show some love. And if you a friend of Scott 70, then you're a friend of ours. So that's the family right there. Um,
But
but
yeah,
yo,
I who I would want to see him fight, who I would personally want to see him fight is, I mean, again, I would love to see him fight someone like maybe I want him to get a win. I want him to get another impressive win. I mean, I wouldn't even mind to see him fight someone like J. Rock Williams.
I'm gonna throw a name out there, and you actually gonna be surprised. You ready?
Go ahead.
Danny Garcia.
If I was Terrell Gausha, I wouldn't take that fight
Why?
because you're coming off a good win and you're trying to build yourself back into the division. A fight against Danny and a loss against Danny brings you right back to square one. Plus, you ain't gonna get a knockout, so it's gonna be a hard fight to win, and there is no looking good in that fight. You know, even if you win on points, you're still gonna be a hard fight to win. And plus, if you go into that fight, you're going into that fight as a B side. And if I'm Terrell Gausha, I'm trying to build momentum. I'm trying to take fights that I can potentially win and win in good fashion.
You don't think Danny Garcia would be that's the biggest that'd be the biggest name on Terrell Gausha's resume. Like
But it'll be a loss.
If he beats Danny Garcia, his stock goes through the roof.
But Gausha can crack. Gausha can punch.
He can punch, but he's not no killer at 154. The only reason I mentioned Danny Garcia is because he's trying to come up to 154. He needs an opponent. So he
Who,
needs an
Gausha or
opponent.
Garcia?
Danny Garcia.
You
Danny's
just said
moving up to
Gausha.
150.
You
I'm
just said
sorry.
Gausha.
I'm sorry. Danny Garcia is moving up to 154. He needs a test run against somebody.
But that's in Garcia's favor, not Gausha's favor. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and see YSM. Um, he said that's a good money fight. And see, hey YSM, I'm gonna call you after I get off of here because we not gonna be on here that long. So I'm gonna call you as soon as I get off. Um, yeah, it's a good money fight. But do you think Danny's a clear favorite in that fight against Gausha?
Yeah.
You think so? Hold on. YSM, who's the favorite in that fight? Danny or Gausha? Um, I got you know
How many
what?
times has Gausha ever been stopped? How many times has Gausha been stopped?
I don't think he's been stopped ever. I think he's been knocked down before. Laura knocked him down.
Yeah, it's not a good look if Laura's knocking you down.
But Laura can crack though.
Laura,
Laura
Laura's
can
not a
crack.
great. He can crack. He can definitely crack, but he's not. It depends on what Laura. To be honest, I see Laura sometimes. I see Laura. He literally doesn't even. He literally doesn't even plant his feet sometimes. So
Right.
depends
Yeah,
on
depend on if
Laura.
he plant. Yeah, if he plants his feet and he throw that jab and that left hand, man, it's some steam
I
on them
remember when
shots.
Laura was fight. I remember Laura they, was fighting. I know it's Canelo, but it's just let's using him as an example. When he fought
Right.
Castano as well. Those two fights, like I wasn't impressed with his punch power. Even in the herd fight, bro, I wasn't that impressed with his punch power.
Yeah. His power is definitely diminished over the years. I know on the come up though, he was laying shit down. Like he was
Yeah,
laying
I
people
know,
down.
definitely, definitely,
He
definitely,
was definitely laying
definitely.
people down. But I
But he's
think
a
that's an
Cuban,
interesting
innit? And
fight.
you know how it goes with Cubans, bro.
Yeah, the Cubans don't ever step on the gas, man. They don't ever step on the
And
gas,
they
man. They
don't
be in
age
cruise
well.
control.
They don't age
And
well. They don't
how
age
how
well.
they how they age, Shane?
They aging like milk.
They age like milk, man. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta talk ammo. Ammo Williams, man. Ammo Williams, Dennis Mama's boy Devlin. Let me make a comment on that real quick. Dennis Devlin had a whole lot going on going into that fight. First, he was a true late replacement. You know how with PBC they'll have a backup and they'll pay the backup to stay in shape and stay ready. Like,
Yeah,
no, like they literally hit Dennis Devlin up like the week of or the week before the fight and was like, hey, can you fight? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So he was a true late replacement. And then he was locked up prior to that on a previous charge. He was locked up. So
Mm.
he was locked up. And I think to be honest with you, I'm not even joking. I think his mom bailed him out. I think his mom literally bailed him out. I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but I think his mom bailed him out. And then he literally got the call like after he got out of jail and was like, "Do you want to fight Ammo Williams?" So it was a blessing that he got the opportunity. But Ammo's a good fighter. Like Ammo was a good fighter. Where do you see Ammo going from here at 160? Do you think he's ready for any of the medium names at 160?
I mean, personally, a guy who I would have wanted to see Ammo fight, but I know the fight won't happen because I think this guy's moved up to 168 now, would be Rosado. I'd like to see him fight Rosado. That would be a that would be a good fight for him. If not Rosado, someone like a I don't know where Willie Monroe is in his career right now, but someone like a Willie Monroe, maybe even who else is out there? Who else would be a good fight for him? I mean, now he's with Eddie Hearn. I'd like to see him fight Spike O'Sullivan.
Spike could be a good fight. Ain't wasn't he calling Fowler out?
Yeah, but Fowler's at 154 though.
Yeah, he was calling him out since like his second fight. Ammo. I don't know what the backstory is with that, but
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Fowler, but I don't know. From what I've seen of Ammo, I'm still quite reserved of him. I like some of the stuff, but some of the stuff I don't like. I don't like how muscle bound he is for 160. I don't like that.
you think it's like he needs to move up? Like you think it's like a weight bully thing, or just you don't like the
No, no,
muscle mass?
I don't like the percentage between weight and muscle mass and water retention and
So what would you compare his body type to? Let me ask that.
yeah.
Anthony Yard. Okay, that's a good comparison.
Or AJ, or I'll give you another example. Like Amo Williams, when he's out of camp, he's still muscular, but when he's in camp, you can tell a lot of it, like he's very rich, like cut and shredded, and he's naturally an athlete, but he looks tight to me, and that's what I see a lot with muscle
So
bound fighters. They're very tight.
so usually if they look tight, you're worried about their fast twitch muscles. Am I correct?
Yeah, and they're fatigued down the stretch.
Yeah, yeah. I think Ammo. I think he needs to fight guys similar to Dennis Devlin, and there's no disrespect to Dennis Devlin at all. Um, like I said on the other live, I reached out to him. Um, before his fight, and I reached out to him after his fight. I wish him all the success in the world. But I think Ammo needs to fight maybe 3 or 4 more fights of that caliber and see how he does. And if he does well, then yeah,
You know who
we
I'd
can.
actually another person I'd actually like to see him fight. And if I was promoting it, this is how I would go on promoting it. I would try getting someone who's very resilient, like who's very hard to stop. Like he's very hard to stop. And I'm thinking of it. I'm trying to think of a name. You know, middleweight division, very hard
Spike
to
could
stop.
be a good name. Spike could
But
be a good name.
Spike's lost his resilience in the last few years. He used to be very tough, but he's lost that in the last few years. Rosado, whilst he's quite defiant,
Rosado
he's
wouldn't take
still
that fight.
relatively thin.
Rosado wouldn't take that fight
Why do you think that?
because he got too many other options. He wouldn't take that fight. They would have to really
Oh,
overpay him to take that fight.
no, fair enough. I mean, down the line, not now, but down the line, another person I'd actually like to see him fight, maybe in the next year and a half, is him versus Matt Korobov.
Yo, me and you got the same brain, yo. Me and you, I swear, me and you got the same brain, boxing brain, yo. Because I'm sitting up here and I'm like, do I want to say Matt Korobov with all the injuries and all that? And of course, you say it. Of course, you would say it.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Mang 213. Big shout out to you, bro. Man, we gotta get you on the show, man. We gotta get you on the show, good brother.
What about Raymond Ford? What did you think of Raymond Ford's performance?
Up and down. It was up and down. I thought he edged it, but I wasn't mad at the draw.
Who did he fight? Who did he fight? I can't even remember the guy's name.
Aaron Perez. Aaron Perez. So Raymond Ford was 8-0. Aaron Perez was 10-0. It was 10-0. Yeah, so it was two undefeated guys. But you know, big shout out to both of them for taking the fight. Because when one undefeated guy gets another undefeated guy on in front of them, they're gonna be like, nah, I don't want to take that fight. Or the manager might be like, nah, I don't want to take the fight.
What weight class was that?
That was featherweight, I think. It was featherweight. It's featherweight.
Featherweight.
Yeah, it was featherweight. So that's yeah, it was featherweight. So I mean,
personally, I'll try to run the fight back. I'll try to run the fight back.
I think he should run it back, but I don't think it needs to be in Texas though. Like I don't want to see any fight in Texas right now. Like after that Chocolatito crap, I don't want to see that. Right Hook Boxing said it's late here. I'm off. Good stream. Right Hook, we appreciate you. We're gonna jump on your channel after the live is over. Make sure we subscribe and everything. And I'll hit Scott 70 up as well. Definitely appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, Raymond Ford, they need to run that back. They need to run that back. Like all great fighters, if they have a draw or something controversial, like usually they'll run it right back. So I don't want to see Raymond Ford do anything else but fight Aaron Perez again and make that situation right. You know what I'm saying? Make that situation right. Also, who else? Isaac Cruz Gonzalez, the new G5 Jeff TV darling of the channel. He is definitely I don't know what it is about him, but he does a couple thousand every time I drop a video about him.
Great. No, I'm sorry. Get to that comment. I promise you we're gonna
I got you. Hold on. Brian, Fury will stop Joshua, brother.
Send him a link. Send him a link to jump in. Please send him a link to jump in.
Hold on. Let me see if he wants to jump on. Brian, do you want to jump on to explain yourself? Because we're not gonna be on here long, but if you want to jump on here to explain yourself, because Shane is gonna argue you down about that. I'm not even gonna get involved with that. But if you want to get on, you can. And if you don't want to show your face and you just want to show, just turn your camera off, you can do that. So let us know before I send a link. Because I wasn't planning on being on here long, and my bro YSM wanted a link, and I didn't send him one. I'm gonna call him. Because I'm not gonna be on here long. So I don't want to send him one. I don't want to send one and then you don't want to jump on. So
Brian said it was a joke.
Oh man, you made me go through that whole spiel, man. Hey man, Hold on. Hey Brian, let me give you hold on. Let me give you some message etiquette. Hold on. Brian 520. First of all, shout out to you, man. We appreciate you jumping on. It's not our first time seeing you on here, man. So we appreciate you being on. But let me tell you something real quick. When you send a message like this, Fury will stop Joshua and you don't put a LOL or a laughing emoji behind it, you seen what just happened. Shane had the claws out. He was ready to go. So you got to be careful when you leave stuff like that. They can't say it's a joke after. So, but it's all love though. It's all love though. Yo, what's the chances Brian was serious, but when we offered him the link, he didn't want to jump on?
I think that was the case.
Hey Brian, it's all love, man. It's all love. We got Toshi in the building. What's going on, bro? He said I became a Raymond Ford fan after his fight this weekend. Let me ask you this, Toshi. Why this weekend? Because there were other fights where he looked more impressive. Was it the fact that he kind of bit down and showed some grit, overcame some adversity, even though he had a draw? Like, what exactly? I'm glad you said that. Toshi, if you can elaborate on that, that'd be great. Go ahead, Shane.
Another thing, was Alfred Jones on the card?
Was what?
Alfred Jones the third, was he on the card as well?
I don't think so.
Maybe he wasn't. But
yeah, I don't think he was on that card. Yeah, I don't think he was on that card.
Isaac Cruz Gonzalez.
Yeah, Isaac Cruz Gonzalez, he got a victory, close victory in his fight, and that was the co-main event of the well, Shane dropped off, but that was the co-main event on the David Benavidez Ronald Ellis card. But he's a very popular fighter. Like, he's a very, very popular fighter. And I know when I do a video on him, it does a couple thousand. So big shout out to Isaac Cruz Gonzalez. We're gonna get Shane back in here. I don't know what happened, but
my phone pressed the X.
Nah, that's cool, man. We was talking about Isaac Cruz Gonzalez. Let me get to this comment real quick. Swaro, what's going on? He said it's funny how people think Joshua even has a chance after seeing what Fury did to Wilder. Oh, wait. Swaro, I have to ask you this because we just had this situation a couple minutes ago. Are you joking or are you serious? And that your answer is going to lead to my next question. Swaro, I repeat, you said it's funny how people think Joshua even has a chance after seeing what Fury did to Wilder. Swaro, G5 Jeff TV, and VP Shane would like to know, are you serious or are you trolling? Hold on. Mang213 says, Swaro, you don't believe that. Mang213, we're trying to find out. We're trying to find out if he's trolling or not. Because they tell me you haven't made it until you get trolls. Until you get trolled. They tell me you haven't made it until you get trolled. Now, Brian already trolled us once tonight. I'm trying to find out, Swaro, if you're doing the same thing. Toshi said, right, like you said, he bit down and fought through adversity. He could have easily boxed and ran more, but he stood there and gave some back while he showed a decent chin. I can respect that. And Toshi, you know what? You're in the minority when it comes down to that, because a lot of people would have seen that fight and they'd have been like, yo, he's a hype job. But you seeing through all of that and seeing that he was just in a competitive fight. Brian 520 said Anthony Joshua is the future pound for pound, the British fighter aside of Tyson Fury. Joshua has potential. Hold on, I'm gonna try to decipher that. Yeah, hold on. Anthony Joshua is the future pound for pound, the British fighter aside of Tyson Fury. Joshua has potential. Bro, you're gonna have to retype that because I'm not understanding exactly where you're going with that.
Where are you? That's what I want to know.
Swaro, we are looking for you. We are looking for you. And I'm making an exception for you because my bro YSM wanted to get on, and I didn't want to have no technical issues with him on again. Swaro, I am making an exception for you. Are you joking with that comment or are you serious? For the people that's listening, for the people that didn't see it, this is what we're talking about. Swaro, it's funny how people think Joshua even has a chance after seeing what Fury did to Wilder. Now, we're asking Swaro, is he serious? Because our good friend Brian 520 said Fury will stop AJ. And then Brian 520 came out and said, hold up, bro. It was a joke. So we just want to make sure before it get real serious that you joking or you trolling. You joking or you trolling? That's all we need to know, and we can go from there.
Isaac Gonzalez. Let's get to it.
Yes, Isaac Cruz Gonzalez. He fought Romero. Matias Romero was 24-0, but he only had 8 KOs. He only had 8 KOs. He fought well. Like Matias Romero fought well. Hold on. I gotta cut it off. Ooh, hold up. He said, am I missing something? I'm 100% serious. Fury battered a arguably prime Wilder. Wait
It's
a
not
minute.
arguably. It's definitely a prime Wilder.
Yeah, I gotta get through these 2 comments. Hold on. Toshi said he was up against an undefeated fighter that did not want to lose his own O. Can't tell
That's
how
true.
good he really is. That's 100%
That's true.
facts.
That's true.
Matthew R. Mers, my
I
bro.
don't think I've
Listen,
seen.
no,
I don't think I've seen
I've
it.
known him since I've known him since high school. That
Oh
is my
wow.
bro, like for real. Me and him was snapping because of the Chocolatito things. We had some beer money on Chocolatito, and
You
he
owe me
got
money, by
robbed.
the way. You owe me money.
Yo,
You owe
I
me
do
bare
owe
money, bro.
yo, I owe you beer money,
Wait,
but I'm gonna give you.
wait.
I'm a.
It's it's
I'm only gonna
one.
give. Uh-huh.
It's one.
My bro froze real quick. Let me see if he unfreezes. It's funny he would freeze up when he's trying to tell me how much I owe him. That's funny. Uh, I'm trying to think. Do I want to remove him and make him come back in? I'm gonna remove him and make him come back in. He froze. My bro froze though. Big shout out to Matt. Um, he is the person that is the creator of the We All From shirts that I'll be rocking sometimes. I will be continuing to rock those joints in the lives, but definitely go holler at him on Instagram. Let me pull his Instagram up real quick. It's Matthew Mers on Instagram. Definitely go check him out. Hot t-shirts, hot hoodies, you know what I'm saying? So he definitely got what you need. So definitely go look out for my boy Matt and go cop a shirt, go cop a shirt, go cop a couple shirts. Brian 520, what I'm trying to say is that Joshua will be number one, the heavyweight division. Okay. Got you. Fair enough. Fair enough. Swaro, I feel like the world forgot what Ruiz did to Joshua in their first fight. Um, no, I don't think people forgot. I don't think people forgot um, at all. I think it's a situation where I think what AJ did to Ruiz in the second fight, people honestly think that the first fight it just I don't want to say a fluke, but like that wasn't supposed to happen. But Swaro, I definitely hear what you're saying. And I'm gonna get back to you in a second. My boy Scott 70 with the $5 super chat. Scott 70, what's going on, bro? We got to get that guy on the channel too, man. The announcer, we got to get him on. So I will hit you up and we can take care of that. Right Hook Boxing stopped through as well. Said you recommended, so you know. And he said we all from. the best t-shirts in the world, man. Yes. Go holler at Matthew Mers on Instagram. I got a couple of the shirts. Scott 70 has a couple of the shirts. My boy Fats Classic, he got a couple of the shirts. So the shirts is definitely flames. So you definitely want to go check that out. Yeah, Matt 100% agrees with that. Matter of fact, next show we gonna put one of them shirts on, man, so y'all can actually see it, and so y'all can throw some money his way, man. Like it's one of it's and Matt and I have been cool for since like high school. But let me tell you the one thing about the brand that I like. It's a situation where it really defines what's going on in America. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I love the the shirt. That's why I love the movement and all of that. Hold on. He said, "Are they gonna throw that judge in jail?" They should. They should,
Where
and
we
they
at
should.
now, bro? Where we at now? Where we at now?
Your good buddy. Let me give you a quick recap. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear your clean.
Okay. So we just gave Matt Murray some promo for his We All From shirts. Scott sent us a $5 super chat. We definitely appreciate that. And your good buddy Swaro has commented again. He said, "I feel like the world forgot what Ruiz did to Joshua in their first fight. And let me refresh your memory. He also said, "Am I missing something? I'm 100% serious. Fury battered arguably prime Wilder. Do you want to respond to Swaro?"
So I'll respond to Swirl this message first, the Ruiz message. Ruiz doesn't fight like Fury, and Fury doesn't fight like Ruiz. So, and Wilder doesn't fight like AJ. So for you to try to use one person way one person fought and apply it to another, it literally doesn't work like that. Boxing is rock, paper, scissors. It's not checkers. It's not my style always beats your style because we all have the same style. It doesn't work like that. Everybody has different maneuvers. Everybody has their different skills and attributes. So it doesn't work like that. But we're here in Jeff's channel, so it's time for education. And when it comes down to education, Ruiz definitely.
This is killing me, bro. It's killing me. It's crazy because I we had technical issues yesterday, and I get him out of here. Shane, I had to get Shane off. He was freezing again, so I'm gonna make him come back. I'll make him come back in. Hold on, say add to the stream. Hold on a second. No, I had to move him off. Matt said thanks for the promo, man. It is not promo when there's family involved, man. You know what I'm saying? So, that brand represents, you know, a thought process that needs to change, period. Um, Swaro, give it a couple months and I'll say I told y'all so. Yo, AJ wins that fight, Swaro. AJ wins that fight, man. We bet $5 on it, man. If AJ win the fight, man, donate $5 to the channel. If you win, I'll send $5 your way. Matt said, "Who you got in the Fury fight?" I missed it. Fury AJ, I got AJ. I got AJ in that fight. I think AJ beats Fury. I actually think Fury is overrated offensively, to be honest with you. Um, VP Shane was about to get cooking on Swaro as far as that situation, but for some reason he was freezing, so I had to get him off. Hopefully he'll jump back in here, but I wasn't going to be on too much longer anyway because we gotta handle some technical stuff. But we will be in here tomorrow. We will have rising middleweight star Cruz, the Hitman Stewart. He will be on the live tomorrow, and we will be chopping it up with him. Definitely looking forward to him talking to us. He just signed with Salida Promotions, and we got the VP back in the building. We're gonna see if we can keep him in here. Yo,
Bro,
Shane,
something keeps kicking
and it happened again.
my
It happened again.
days.
Yo, Shane,
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, but you cutting.
Yeah, I don't know. Something literally, I don't. I'm literally just gonna. Literally just switch to mobile data, like the data on my phone instead of Wi-Fi. So hopefully that keeps me in.
Okay. Well, you want to get to you want to get to Swaro's comment?
This guy's calling me out again.
Hold on.
Um,
Usually, hold on, Swallow. Usually, it was mine yesterday, and I don't know what's going on. So
it's contagious right now, but it's all
yeah,
good.
it's
That guy.
contagious. Go
But
ahead, do
to
your thing,
answer your
Shane.
question, there's styles in it. They do have everybody has different styles. So Tyson Fury doesn't have a strong inside game. So you're asking him and you're expecting him to deploy a style that Andy Ruiz deployed, and he doesn't have the same dimensions. Neither does he have the same skill set. So that doesn't. It's very. It's like asking a dog to fly. It doesn't it does they don't have that skill set. And when it comes to Wilder, and this is the painful truth, Wilder isn't a strong isn't is never been good at winning rounds. He's always looking for singles. Where AJ is an extremely active fighter, so it was easy for Fury to push Wilder back because Wilder's not as physically strong as AJ. AJ is physically strong. He's good on the inside. He's got a good jab, good at long range, good at short range, and good at mid range. You know, he's a much better boxer and a better fighter than Wilder. Wilder's just got a very big punch. So you're asking someone to fight a style that they've never really fought before. And how Fury normally fights isn't like how he fought against Wilder. He's normally a much more back foot, herky jerky type fighter who tries to be elusive and win based on mockery and sticking your tongue out and arms behind your back and all of that stuff. He doesn't land enough punches. It's only in that Wilder fight that I've ever seen him land a significant amount of punches.
Hold on. Swallow says, "Style this, style that. I got Fury by a mile." Enough said. Hold on.
Can I ask Swallow a question? Can I
Yeah,
ask Swallow a question?
go ahead.
Swallow, who did you have winning in the McDermott fight when Tyson Fury fought John McDermott? Who did you have winning when Tyson Fury fought Steve Connon? When Tyson Fury got dropped by Nevin Pikage, bro, you can't. It's obviously styles. There's styles for a reason. We could look at Ruiz and call out AJ against Ruiz, but Tyson Fury's been dropped by several fighters. That's not even the fraction of AJ.
Yeah, I don't know if Swallow says style this, style that because he's that confident in Fury, or style this, style that because he doesn't really believe that styles make fights. If it's the latter, that's the epitome of boxing. Styles make fights. It doesn't matter who the name is and all of that. Styles make fights. But if you're that confident about Fury winning the fight, man, like I said, man, we can put if you was in Philly, I say we can bet a cheesesteak, but I would say some beer money.
I personally, I don't see how Tyson Fury wins the fight because I don't see how he stops AJ because that means you would have to show a certain level of aggression and that will put him at risk of getting hit. And I've seen in too many fights where when he's aggressive, he's very open. Wilder is just not very good at close range. That's why he wasn't able to capitalize. And he's not very good at transitioning from back to front. So
Yeah,
that's just the problem that he had. But AJ
Swar-
is.
yeah, Swallow. We don't like. I could probably speak for Shane on this. Fury offensively is overrated. Like
Extremely,
what he
extremely.
did to Wilder in the second fight was a mirage. That was the best offensive performance he put together in his career.
But the reason why he's able to get away with it is because he's fighting a guy that's always looking for singles. So if you're throwing a one shot, it's easy to throw 5, 6, 7 against someone who ain't throwing 5, 6, 7. He ain't even throwing 2s and 3s. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you wait, throw your one shot, and then just throw a barrage of attack. It didn't even look coordinated when he was doing it. It's just he didn't have to worry about what was coming back at him because the person who's throwing back at him is only throwing one, and I'm throwing 3 or 4 or 5. So it's like Mexican style versus old school Russian style, where you one guy trying to land a single, it's a guy that's landing 500, 600 punches. Literally, it's very easy to just overwhelm your opponent with punches. And if you think he's a good finisher, he had Wilder hurt in the third round, and he didn't stop him until the seventh. Wilder was out in the third round. He didn't even stop him. The guy had to throw in a towel. So, bro, I'm not convinced with Fury's offense.
Swaro, we will say this, all opinions are welcome, all predictions are welcome. All we ask is if your prediction is wrong, don't disappear on us. Because we damn sure ain't gonna disappear if AJ loses. So as long as you can promise us that, maybe in the future we can set up a show and maybe we can get a Swaro versus I Am Shane debate live on G5 Jeff TV, and we can make that happen. Scott 70, before we go, Shane, Scott 70 had a quick question. He said, quick question for Shane. Does Virgil Ortiz get Hooker out of there within 6?
I believe so. I believe in the first 4 rounds.
Swaro said, I'll be here right after the fight saying I told you so. We love that energy. We love that. He said, don't worry. We love that as well. Swaro, you can jump on the channel, not today, but you can jump on the channel if you like, if you want to debate Shane on that. That'd be great. That'd be great. And if you agree to that,
But Suarez seems like a Fury fan, so
that's fine. That's perfect. That's perfect.
No, it's perfect. But again, I'm not an AJ fan. When I mean I'm not an AJ fan, I like AJ, but I'm not an AJ fan.
You're not a diehard.
Yeah, I'm not a diehard. So I'm looking at it from a perspective of boxing. I'm not looking at who I like as a person or who I prefer as a person. It's styles.
So Swaro, you can follow us on Instagram if you want. I_am Shane1 on Instagram, and I'm G5FTV. If you want to debate, you can set it up. You can definitely set it up. Get your friends to watch and all of that. You can set it up, man. But Shane, we can close it there because we got a big day tomorrow. Cruz the Hitman Stewart is going to be on the line with us. Rising middleweight, just signed to Salida Promotions. He's 8-0, 6 knockouts. Crazy backstory. And you definitely want to hear from him. One of the good guys in the game. Shane, get him your social media, man.
I'm Shane the number 1 on Instagram. That's you the social media that I have.
And you can find me Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that. Instagram and all of that. Everything's at G5 Jeff TV. We got Cruz Hitman Stewart tomorrow. We have Ibis and Gabu on Wednesday, and we got some more stuff cooking up after that. We'll have more dates and times, but we're gonna have plenty of interviews coming up starting tomorrow. Scott said, big up, fellas. Scott, big shout out to you as well. So please follow us on social media.
Scott, what happened to that announcer guy that you had? What happened to?
I told him we gotta get him on. We gotta get the announcer on because he thought the 115, 113 was okay for Estrada and Chocolatito. So I definitely want to get him on and talk about his career as an announcer as well. So we definitely want to get him on. So Scott, we're gonna reach out to you, see if we can make that happen, get a date and a time. But yeah, we appreciate everybody being on, man. Let's give a quick roll call before we get up out of here. Scott 70, of course, that's the family. Big shout out to Swaro, my boy Matt, and the We All From brand. Definitely go check him out. Brian 520, Toshi, Mang 213. Big shout out to you, bro. Right Hook Boxing, YSM Sports Media. I will call you in a little bit. And my bro DT3 the Boom Man. So big shout out to everybody that came in. And on behalf of the VP Shane, and hold on, before I even go, man, big shout out to the general Boxing First Vlog, man. I ain't said his name the whole time we've been on live, man. I do apologize. Big shout out to Boxing First Vlog. Definitely go subscribe to his channel. The link is right there. And on behalf of VP Shane and G5 Jeff TV, we are out.